Zach back again. Today we're going to talk about shot shaping, what it means, how we do it, and visually how we're able to get a better concept of how the club and the path it takes moves in relation to the shot we're trying to hit. So let's start first and foremost with the misconception about shot shaping. Contrary to popular belief, every player you see on TV, the best players in the world, what they actually do is they all have a shot type, whether that be a draw or a fade. What is very difficult for most amateurs to understand, and I always get kind of wide eyes when I bring this up, is they are not trying to shape every single shot, every single hole. So, for example, if we have a dogleg right par 4, okay, and we are sitting in the fairway, and we have kind of water left. Somebody would traditionally say, okay, you're going to bring in kind of a draw, if you will. You're going to bring it in from right to left, draw it in there if you're a right-handed golfer. Then the next hole is a dogleg right par 4 with water maybe on the right side. So you say, okay, now we're going to kind of bring it in from left to right. Well, what actually happens is most players, what they do is they hit their shot type. The only time they really do an extreme like that you see on the highlights or the live coverage is when they're in a situation where they have to go the opposite way, whether it be stuck behind a bush, stuck behind a tree. The situation presents itself that they have to work the ball hard in one direction over the other. Most of the time they're going to play the shot type that they're comfortable with, and that's what they do. So if we can understand right away how to shape a shot, but understand we're not using it every single hole in a different complete manner than what we're used to, we're going to start shooting lower scores, we're going to start hitting more greens, and we're going to start being more comfortable with that shot type and not tending to get upset when I hit a shot that is basically not working or moving the way I want it to. So let's start first with the draw, okay? So a draw, by definition, is a shot for a right-handed golfer. For a left-handed golfer, it'd be the opposite of this. That starts a little right of my target and moves back left at my target. So how do we achieve this? Well, if I were to take this alignment stick, which is set up at my target right now, which is that flag, I would be focused on bringing this club a little more inside than I'm used to. And by swinging inside and then swinging that club a little outside, basically my footpath here, which is what this line indicates, I'm able to get this ball to have some spin on it that works that thing right to left, okay? So we're not focusing on kind of messing with my hands. I'm not trying to pull that handle down and collapse my arms through, shutting that face, because then I end up having a pretty nasty hook. So let's see if we can achieve this and kind of break it down on another level here. So again, my feet are set up to this alignment stick, which is my path of my feet, right? Or basically my starting line, okay? My target line. And then what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to actually get this club face to basically be a little open at impact, right? And that openness in relation to my swing path causes that ball to have some spin. So let's see if we can do it here. So pulled it a little bit, but it's kind of moving a little right to left, kind of like we hoped for. Let's try one more. There we go, that's a little more like it. So what you see is the ball tends to actually move. It's not a drastic amount. Biggest misconception I have in terms of how much that ball moves when I work with any of my amateur golfers of any level is they expect to see a drastic change. Realistically, a draw is a 3 to 5 yard movement in the air, right? It's not a 10, 12, 15 yard movement. If we get to that level, then we have a hook. It's also very difficult to control. And that's where we start to get in an area where we actually have to work on fixing that to avoid them becoming even more drastic with that movement. So now we've talked about the draw. Check out the next video below and we'll talk about the fade.